quorum, 7:01. Is there anybody who wishes to engage in public participation? Hearing and seeing no one raising their hand, we will move on.
Okay, everybody.
Lynn, take it over.
Welcome to the July 18th Permanent Building Committee, School Building Committee meeting. First, we have some administrative actions, review of the June 27th Permanent Building and SBC meeting minutes. And then we'll review the monthly invoices, do a quick budget update, and give the final update on our trade contractor bidding. We'll turn it over to Jerry to do the construction update, and then there's a quick overview of meetings that are upcoming.
Great, thank you, Lynn. I move that we approve the June 27th, 2024 Permanent Building Committee meeting minutes.
I will second.
Any questions or comments regarding it? Is there anyone who opposes approving the June 27th, 2024 Permanent Building Committee meeting minutes? Hearing none, they're approved.
Hey, before we go any further, I forgot to introduce a new team member of ours on left field. His name's Chris Dunphy, and he's joined us now that construction's in full swing on the site. So,
hey everyone, how you doing? Pleasure to be aboard.
Welcome.
Welcome,
Thank
Chris.
you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
okay, thank you. First up is the June 2024 invoices. The total of the invoices this month total $4,128,100.08.
So I move that we approve OPM Construction Administration for left field invoice number 36 for the sum of $145,000.
I will second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none. Jason?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Wayne?
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Chip?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Right, I think that's everyone. Did I miss anybody? I don't think so. Okay, good. That's approved.
So I move that we approve SMMA AE bidding invoice number 0061537 for the sum of $222,727. AE Construction Administration for SMMA 0061537 invoice for the sum of $57,843. AE Hazmat SMMA CDW 0061537 for the sum of $1,180.08. And other reimbursables, SMMA BSC Group Traffic Specialty Services 0061537 for the sum of $5,847.72, for a total this month for SMMA of $287,597.80.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none. Jason?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Wayne?
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Chip?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
It's approved.
I move for bond AFP number 2, which all these are for the CM fee, $73,156.12. Insurance and bonds, $713,129.90. Division 1 general requirements, $45,134.85. Structural steel, $89,000. Site work, $2,555,614.14. Division 32 site improvements, $400,300, and retainage withheld from all the contractors was $193,816.73, for a grand total of $3,682,518.28.
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Joe, I have a quick question. It's a bond
Okay.
question about the payment performance bond, the insurance line item. Where does that number come from? Like, I'm in the payment app. I'm on page 18 of the whole packet, and in the way end of the huge packet, there's like a $600,000 invoice for the endorsement for the payment performance bond. But then this is like a $713,000 number. Just in these payment apps, the first 3 pages, like on 16, 17, 18, those are like the main pages and everything else is the backup. Is that the way these work?
So I believe, and I don't have it in front of me, I can look it up, but I would suspect that that is the combined performance and payment bond plus the CSIP values, but I can try to pull up the payment app and verify that.
Yeah. Because I just, there's a $600,000 invoice, but then when you look at the payment app schedule of values, I don't see like a 600, like that amount of the invoice specifically in the app. So I am sure it's all, I'm just trying to understand it. That's all. I'm not questioning the expense. I know you guys have this insurance. I'm just, I can ask offline, not to hold up the meeting. I can email.
I'll try in the
Yeah.
interim, I'll try to dig it up and
Yeah, okay.
okay.
Okay, thanks. Sorry.
All right,
Does that cover the whole project?
Looked like it was a year. It looked like it was an annual policy. You have to buy it looked like it.
You're asking about the payment and performance bond?
Yeah,
That is, the total is about 1.6 million, so that's probably a
Probably
that's
the
covered.
increase from the
Based on
previous
the,
GMP.
it's based
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
percentage of the GMP that we just approved.
so it's based on a percentage basis, is that it?
Of the GMP that got approved, just
Okay.
recently got approved.
So is there gonna be an insurance and bonds in every monthly statement, or is it just?
No, I think it's a year, and then half a year.
Well, no, so to clarify, there should be, because it depends, the bond is billed more upfront as the contract value increases, and I believe the other insurances are more in a percent complete. So I'm almost positive that value is a combination of the two, but let me dig that up and verify that.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none. Jason,
Yes.
Tom,
yes.
Wayne,
yes,
Aaron,
yes,
Bill,
Yes,
Chip,
Yes,
John,
yes,
all right,
I move. Do you want to say an I vote yes, so it's unanimously approved,
oh,
or should
yeah,
I
that's
move
approved,
on?
sorry.
Just thought I'd help. I move that we pay UTS Materials Testing and Inspections invoice 112454 for the sum of $12,984.
Second.
Is there any questions or comments? Hearing none. Jason,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Wayne,
yes,
Aaron,
yes,
Bill,
yes,
Chip,
Yes,
and John.
yes.
It's approved.
Okay, thank you. Just a quick update on the budget. We have committed 92% of the budget and have expended 10% to date. Where our construction budget's fully committed at 220,459,379. And we over the overall budget, there's 22,065,087 left to commit. A good percentage of that is more than half of that is in contingencies, and the other are in various budget line items that we won't commit until we need them, such as FF&E and technology and some of the miscellaneous project costs. For our cash flow, we're tracking, oops, keeps changing. We're tracking shortly below what our projected total expenditures were, but we're not far off. And it's mainly because we also factor in using all of the contingencies, which we haven't used any to date. Does anybody have any questions on the budget?
Nope. Let's move on then.
We have budget revision request number 4. We did approve this last time, but I moved some money around. I mean, I moved some of the categories that we were drawing from and putting in order to make it easier to submit to MSBA. So this is all the same amounts. It's just reorganizing where we're pulling money from. And for the most part, they're all from the feasibility study budget, leftover budget money.
Okay, do we need to approve that?
We do.
So I move to approve the PFA budget revision request number 4, which moves $17,340 from FS/SD other contingency to FSSD environmental and site. 7,000 from FSSD other contingency to FSSD environmental and site. $15,804.66 from AE other reimbursables to FSSD environmental and site.
Can you say that again a little faster, Chip?
Yeah, I didn't get that, Chip.
I second.
Any questions?
Lynn, 100% of this is coming from feasibility contingency funds?
Yes.
Thanks. And is that how
Moving
much
it
is
around,
left?
it's
Is
just-
anything left?
I can show you what's left. I don't know if you can see it, but we have $53,955 left in environmental site and $57,720 left in the other contingency. Some of these will be spent with those contract amendments that we just approved.
Mhm.
That's currently what we have left.
And what's our deadline to using this?
End of the month. Well, we committed them now, so we can continue to use them, but
The remaining balance, though,
Right.
like that's, as long as we keep on using it, they let us keep on drawing from it.
what I'm gonna do is I will move whatever's left in the GMP, the PFA bid amendment for the GMP. I'll move it. It won't, since we've committed some of these monies, it won't be that much that I'll move. It just, the problem is we won't get reimbursed for it, so we can use it, but we won't get our reimbursement percentage on it. So we don't
Okay.
lose it, but,
We
Right.
don't lose it. It's just that we don't get our piece from the MSBA.
right.
Got it. Okay,
Okay.
thanks.
And Lynn, the 7,000 that we're using for the War Memorial plaque,
Yeah,
is that an estimate as to how much it's gonna cost, or is that just a down payment or that we're gonna try to make or whatever?
That was just the design time
the
piece.
design.
Okay.
Joe, yeah.
All right. So any other use of that plaque, to make a down payment or anything, we can use from the funds, it's just we can't get it reimbursed. Is that it, Lynn?
right.
Okay. Any other questions regarding this budget revision request? Hearing none. Jason,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Wayne,
Yes.
Aaron,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes,
Chip,
Yes,
John.
Yes.
Request approved.
Thank you. So we received the tile rebids on July 12th. And these are the results of the second bidding. High Point Interiors was still the low bidder. It was slightly higher than a couple $100,000 higher than their last bid, but as you recall, we made some design revisions, and I think we added tile as well. So I think we did pretty good in terms of capturing, you know, as much of this, the delta between the first and second bidders in this rebid. So we did make the bids official, and we have not heard back from anybody in terms of a protest. So we're recommending moving forward with High Point Interiors. And just as a point of note, in the GMP that was approved on the 27th, it carried the amount of pavilion floors in the GMP. So by approving the 1,798,000 for High Point, we, have a bid savings in the tile category.
Wait, do you need a motion for this?
I don't think so. We don't,
No,
I mean,
Nope,
they
okay.
award. But I would like to just say to SMMA and the group and the team, thank you for all the hard work. I know it was literally a pain. But the fact that we captured 200,000 and that High Point still got it, I feel very comfortable that the process was good and worthwhile.
thank
So
you.
thank you, team.
Well, I have a quick question. Is there an amendment for the design services on a rebid? Because they had to do it a second time. How does that work? Where does that come from eventually?
We are not going to claim that. We did track the hours. It was an effort, but we are not going to seek compensation.
They just got it with a real big thank you.
You're
Look at
welcome.
Yeah, that was.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we
That
should
was
all,
the thing.
we should all Brady Bunch and go around and say thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
We feel good about the changes. It was a bit of a back and forth on trying to understand what significant meant with respect to, meeting mass general law, bidding laws. But I think at the end, we all feel pretty good about the changes made. It's making the project better and stronger. So it's all good.
Thank you, Helen.
Does that mean left field's not charging too?
No, we didn't do
Really?
anything.
I don't know. Well, you did something. You did
We
something.
didn't, we
Okay.
didn't do much.
So that delta is the final delta between the,
Yeah.
like the final bids. There's no other. Okay, great. Awesome. Thanks.
All right,
Next, I'm going to turn it over to who wants it for the construction update.
Jerry, you can take this, but before we move on, Phil, just wanted to get back to you. I was right. That insurance was a combined CSIP and combined payments and performance bond for, I think the CM bond was about 600,000 and about 115 for the CSIP. So.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no
So was
problem.
that per year? So to Phil's point, was that per year or?
No,
the
so
project?
the payment and performance bond gets billed up front, but at the time of this wreck, we were not at the full 220 million. We were at, I think, 155, I think, in that ballpark. So there will be another one that is going to be increased to get us to the final contract value. Then we're done with the payment and performance bond. And then
Okay.
the CSIP, you'll see percent complete as the project progresses.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
all right, Jerry.
Jerry, you're muted.
Yep, just noticed, sorry. You can hear me now?
Yep.
On the construction front, as you can see in the photo here, that's the upper lot. I can just take it by section starting there. We did start all the site prep up there. We got all the curb removed, salvaged a portion of it for reuse, and we reclaimed all the asphalt, as well as the removal of some of the other amenities that were up there. We're in process of getting the plans in place to do the excavation starting Monday, Tuesday next week for the retaining wall. That's probably about a month process, including some of the curing time to get that in place. And once we do get that in place, then we'll start to fill in the backside of that wall and start to do the prep for the new lot to get that turned over for October. But then down on the foundations for the Classroom wings, we did get started with A and B. We're probably about 85% or so through A building, small portion of B, kind of leaving out the sections where the culvert still exists. But we've got quite a bit of backfill done, a lot of waterproofing in place, and probably a handful of isolated footings left to do in that area. We've moved through the connecting grade beam of C over into E building as planned, and we're continuing over there. I'd say probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 45% of E is completed at this point. And we've got some plans to do a big strip on Saturday and a lot of backfill and actually start digging some more of those footings. So should be some big progress over there next week to get a better percentage of that completed. And then we're going to move actually into F. Marshall's actually probably a little bit ahead of schedule in terms of foundations right now. So we're going to take advantage of doing F ahead of D, just with the culvert still in place. So on the topic of the culvert, switching over to that, we've got probably about just under 200 feet left to install, including the section that goes from the south end of the field house across Hemlock. And as you can see there in that previous photo that was just on the screen, there's we're over behind the dugout at Walsh Field, basically creating the bypass right now. We've got a couple of manholes set in place today, and Lockwood is supposed to be on site tomorrow to actually set up the pumps and all the hoses for the bypass to get that going. We've already got a raceway under the road for that. And once they do have that up and running, we can actually start removing sections of the existing culvert inside the site that basically allows the install of those remaining sections. Down in the softball field, or what used to be the softball field, I should say, we've moved from CTST2, which is that manhole in the photo. I've got, I think, 26 sections installed going towards the wetlands. There's probably about 7 pieces, including the manhole left. And today we actually switched gears to set the foundations of the head wall. And tomorrow we're actually installing the head wall. We've got a crane that's going to be out there on site to get that done. So once that's in place, like I said, we've got about 6 or 7 pieces, including the manhole there to finish that up. And then, once the road closure next week is completed with the culvert crossing over Hemlock, we can actually divert the flow into the new pipe and finally get started on removing the old culvert, kind of going south to north, and that'll allow the foundations to continue from B into C. Like I said, all as planned. I would say the culvert is pretty much right on schedule. It's not ahead, but it's certainly making some great progress, and Whaley's been doing a great job with that. So what else? So other utilities, we've completed a lot of the water line work. Get out into Wiley Street, made that connection, and we should be, once the culvert stuff is completed, we're going to start the continuation of that, bringing it up to Farm Street during the month of August before school gets back in. And we're also going to do the Tell Data Duck Bank on that side. And out in Hemlock, I didn't mention, we did do a good percentage of the new drainage, removal of the old. And what's left there to do is one water quality structure, one catch basin, and just the connection to the new culvert once that's across the road. But all that can be done by just occupying one lane, and that'll finish that off. And then Hemlock Road during August, we're going to do the duck bank. That's the middle 2 weeks of August. Get that down and get it inside the site. Also before school gets back in, which will leave only the water line work out there to be done later. So I think that's about it for update on construction right now for the new work.
All right, thanks, Jerry. Any questions or comments? None. Thank you, Jerry.
Yep.
Len?
You're muted.
Lynn, you're muted.
So just as a reminder, the July 27th and 28th is the Hemlock Road shutdown. Bond put signs at the trailheads, and the electronic message board is up and running in advance of that. And our next PBC construction tour is scheduled for August 1st, and the next PBC meeting is scheduled for August 18th.
50,
15th, yep.
15th, sorry.
that's okay.
Reach out to Breakheart about the road closure. They have their own
Yeah.
website. That's probably gonna be the most traffic you're gonna be dealing with those days, right?
It's been posted on their website. Lynn's been talking to them.
Okay,
And as she mentioned, we did put signs at the trailheads, both in Saugus and in Wakefield at the entrances, that the
Got it.
Wakefield
That's-
side will be
yep.
closed on those days.
okay, good luck.
What time is the tour? 5 o'clock?
Yes.
Will there be drinks now?
No.
Yeah.
Water. It's hot out. It's hot out. Hydrate, everyone.
Hydrate.
Hydrate.
Right, any other questions or comments? Lynn, is there anything else?
I don't have anything else.
Any member of the committee have anything else? Well,
I like these fast meetings.
it's the way it should be, Jason, my friend. All
I
right.
move that we adjourn.
Second.
And if everybody approves, click that leave meeting. Thank you all.
See ya.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Bye, have a good